Hey gamers, welcome back. Rick here with Game Trade Media at PAX Unplugged, live in the dealer hall.
I want to knock the wall down just to prove to you, because it looks too good.
But we don't have to. We can just look at the dealer hall cam.
Do we? Oh, that is a sweet cam.
And look at this, third day, last day of the show, and it's still packed.
Oh yeah.
It's
wall to wall. It's not quite as wall to wall as it was yesterday.
Right.
But it's Saturday, so you understand. It's a very pleasant day. Like, there's enough going on that you know you're at a real serious convention, but it's not so bad that, like, you get claustrophobic and you just want to, like, bolt for a door.
Right.
I'm that guy. Like, too many, I'm just like, oh, God. Like, I was never a mosh pit kid.
Right.
It was just never my scene. It was just too many people too close.
I would have assumed that it was your scene.
I know. I look like all the bright colors. You think that kid was probably
the mosh pit.
Took a couple elbows, lost a tooth. Yeah, no, not my scene.
So if you guys are wondering who's sitting next to me, if you've been watching at all in the breaks between, you've seen him on some of the NorthStar Games commercials and playthrough stuff that we have playing here. This is Bruce from NorthStar Games.
Hey,
and
thanks so much for watching.
You brought us something that won some sort of award, I guess? We
are super excited. This game won the Kenner Spiel des Jahres. So if you've heard of the Spiel des Jahres, that's like the biggest gaming award in the world.
Okay.
It's given by the German Spiel des Jahres committee.
Okay.
And it is given to the best family game of the year.
Okay.
This is the Kenner Spiel. So what that means is this is the Expert Family Game of the Year award.
Nice.
So essentially what that is in Germany especially, playing games is very much a part of culture there. It's like watching TV. It's like some families that play sort of like maybe Switch and stuff together where they play video games. Board games are a major media for families.
Okay.
So they put this together so that they could tell the families, like, if you're only going to buy one game this year, and there are so many in Germany, what's the one game you should think about getting? And then as you look at the nominees, if you've already bought that game and you want more, you should look at these.
Sure.
Then they said, well, let's say that gaming is a thing your family regularly does. You identify that way.
Right.
You may not be quite where a lot of the fine folks in this hall are, but that as a family, you know games.
Yes.
So they made the Expert Family Game of the Year award. So this is not going to be like a super duper crunchy game like we may think, where you're like, well, it should be Terraforming Mars. It should be, they consider it a little much for families.
Sure.
But this is, if your family plays games like once a week, and you want to look at a game that's a little more expert with a few more rules, a little more going on, this won that award.
Nice.
So many consider it the second most prestigious award in the world.
Okay.
I'll let you decide at home, fair folks.
So it's the Emmys to the Oscar.
Yeah, it's the Emmys to the Oscars, to the People's Choice Awards, to the, you just kind of decide. Some people really love, like the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and that's how they go. And some people really love the Academy Awards, and some people are looking for the International Filmmakers. Like, it just depends. But of those, this has won, like I said, many believe the second most prestigious award in all of gaming.
All right, well, tell us why it won that.
Okay, well, this was originally called De Quacksalber von Quedlinberg, which is something there. Oh, there we go. That's what it looks like straight on. We decided to change it to Quacks of Quedlinberg to bring it to the English market for two reasons. Essentially, in this game, you are a snake oil potion maker, but there is already a board game called Snake Oil that people know, so we saw no reason to try to steal the title.
Of course.
We also felt like if you were the kind of person where you sort of pay attention to this stuff, and you had heard, well, I know Quack something, Quiz something, I think won a thing. We figured we wanted to make the title close enough that if you were at your local store, you would see it, you would recognize it, and you would understand exactly what we brought over. So in this game, you are a quack potion maker, and you're going to do it with this cool little bag here full of tokens. So how I like to describe this to people, if you know a lot of board games, I like to think of this as a mix of like Blackjack and Dominion.
Okay.
That is to say, if you know the game Mystic Vale, that was a mix of Blackjack and Ascension.
Okay.
This one's kind of a mix of Blackjack and Dominion, but with this cool little bag building thing.
All right.
So here's what happens. You have, we've set up enough for just like a really quick show to kind of show you what's here. There's a lot more of all of these parts when you get the actual game. You're going to have your cauldron. You have a droplet that starts in the center of your cauldron.
All right.
You are going to pull tiles out of your bag. When you start the game, you start with 4, 5, 6, 7 white tiles. White tiles are bad.
Oh.
If you draw more than 7 points worth of white tiles, your pot has boiled over.
Okay.
In this game, what that means is you can either take money to buy more tiles, or you can take points to win the game, but you can't take both. As long as you don't press your luck to the point of your pot boiling over, you're going to get both.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're going to do is, and we'll kind of each draw. We only have one player here, but we each draw. So you would draw a tile.
Okay.
Draw to your bag, draw any tile, pull it out.
Any one tile.
Any one tile.
Oh.
So that is a 1 point white tile. So what you're going to do is it's 1 point, so you're going to move it one step forward on the space, and you have one of your negative points.
Right.
You are allowed to keep drawing, and I suggest that you do.
All right, and I shall.
Yes.
Yes.
So in your bag is a white, okay? So that is a 2, so it's going to go 1, 2 spaces forward.
Uh-oh.
Okay? And as you notice, as we go around, if you were to stop right now, you would get 4 points to buy stuff with.
Okay.
Or I guess 4 money. Let me try not to make this confusing. But you can keep going. You only have 3 bad points.
Right. And
Over 7 is where you lose. 3 points, so 1, 2, 3, exactly. You're going to put it right there. If you were to stop right now, you would be awarded 1 point in the game. That's what the square means, and $7 to buy stuff with.
I like that.
You want to stop there?
I do.
Okay.
Because I'm really apprehensive that I'm going to get something bad again.
Okay. If you were to draw, you could continue drawing. You just can't go over 7 points in white.
So that means I can only get a 1, and I have 4 of those.
In white points, you have 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, but if I draw
If you
a 1,
draw a 2, you're out. A 7, you're okay. It is over 7 that busts you.
All right. I'm not really good at that whole press your luck thing.
I understand. You seem very apprehensive.
A 1.
A 1. You are at 7.
Yeah.
You should stop.
I will stop.
Okay? So if you were to stop right now, what it shows you on the board is that you're going to get 1 point, which you'd move up a point on the track,
Okay,
which
over here.
we'll put your little guy out there to show.
All right.
And you would get $7 to buy, or you get $8 to buy things with. So if you take a look, we have all these different books. Currently, this book and this book are out of play, but the rest are available.
All
What they're going to let you do is they're going to let you get tiles to thin your bag out so that you'll be able to press your luck harder. And they also have combinations that kind of help you do things throughout the game.
All right.
We have pumpkins. They are always just 1 space forward, but they can't hurt you and they're very cheap.
Okay.
You also have the Death's Head Hawk Moth, which gives you quite an advantage. It can allow you to permanently push your floor up so that you'll start further along, kind of spinning in the pot.
Okay.
Okay? And that is against the other player. So you draw, and you look to your left and your right, kind of like Seven Wonders, where you look for military, like that, but with these Hawk Moth points.
Nice.
You also have the spiders, which in this particular game, if the spider is the last or the next to last chip you pulled, and you stop, you're going to get a ruby.
Nice.
Rubies in this game are the last thing. You can use them to either permanently raise your floor, so once again you start at more points, or you can use them to buy this little potion.
Okay.
What this potion does is if the last tile you drew was white, and you don't want to deal with it, you can spend your potion and throw it back in the bag.
Nice.
So it's kind of like if you're making pasta and you see the pot's about to boil over and you can turn it off.
Yeah.
That's essentially what this does, is this turns off the potion for you for 1 turn.
Nice.
Okay? Over on the other side, they have other tiles that do other things. The important thing to note is that as you get these powers, they're going to have synergies with each other. So you're going to start kind of trying to gamble on some connections that are going to work out for you. You play that for 9 turns. It's 9 days of this potion festival.
All right.
If you've stirred the furthest, there's also a die you get to roll that gives you bonuses. So you have a reason to press and push on. The cool thing is the whole turn we took, you might say to yourself, but Bruce, if I take that turn and then you take that turn, we all play at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So it makes it so that this game takes between 45 minutes and an hour to do 9 turns.
Nice.
As you move through the game, when you move to round 2, the mandrakes will come in the game, and they do a thing where if you draw a mandrake, then the one you drew before was one of the bad guys, you can throw it back in the bag.
Oh, wow.
There's another one, I just can't remember which one it is. I think it's the Ghost Breath on the right one, where if you draw a Ghost Breath, you can pull more out of your bag, look at them, and decide if you want to play them.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
And then for every one of these books, there are double-sided books and then 2 books. So you have 4 possible ways that you could be playing with each of these different ingredients.
So like you're saying, the spider has 2 different sides.
Yep.
This is the starting side of it? Or you get the ruby?
Yes, I believe so.
All right.
As you look at them, there's actually what's kind of neat is if you look down at the bottom of the book, the different things that are pulled out, the different like bookmarkers, kind of tell you which set it belongs in and which one of the starting ones. I'm not going to lie, I just kind of chucked these out here to make sure we had them on for camera. But the rule book tells you exactly which one is the starting one. You also have one final thing if you want to include it. I sometimes do, I sometimes don't, which are the fortune teller cards.
Nice.
So even if with all of this, you think to yourself, Rick, and you might think this, I have this game figured out. It's done. I know what I'm going to do. Nothing's going to change. I got it. No, there are these as well. So at the beginning of every day, a new kind of world condition comes in. At the end of the round, all flasks get a free refill. So if you're playing this, all of a sudden that flask we were talking about, you're just going to get a freebie. So you know you can burn one of your things away.
Nice.
So it just gives you some kind of extra options, some extra things happening. There's a lot of variability to this game, an incredible amount of replayability to this game. And I just think the press your luck thing is so much fun.
Right.
But what a lot of people lose is they see the cover, and it's like covered in dour white guys, so they figure that it's going to be like a boring Euro game, and there's not going to be like a luck element to it. This is very much a a incredibly strategic pressure luck game. So if you love pressure luck games and you wanted just more thinky bits, this has all the thinky bits for you.
Nice. And it's available now?
It will be available in stores. Okay, so as we are here right now at the show, we have it at our booth.
Okay.
As far as your local retailer, you can go to your local game store. You can ask for it now. They should definitely be able to order it from Alliance. Or it'll probably be in their stores if they ordered it early next week. So I'm hoping by Wednesday, Thursday of this week, people should start to see it at your local game store.
Nice.
So it is out, it is ready to go for the holiday season, and to show this off for whatever holidays and gatherings you're going to have. Because
so you mentioned that this game takes about 45 minutes to an hour?
It takes about, in a learning game, maybe slightly north of an hour. But after that, once you're used to it, since you all take the turns at the same time, takes between 45 minutes and an hour.
And it's for 2 to 4 players?
2 to 4 players.
10 and up, something like that?
Yeah, I would say that. And I would say, quite frankly, like, we say 10 and up, because if we say 10 and up and an 8-year-old can't play it, it's a problem.
Right.
I would say if you have like a 6-year-old that really loves gaming, they can probably get behind most of it. It just takes a little while to get used to the books.
Sure.
But as long as you are playing with anyone that's kind of used to sort of variable powers in games, you're going to be fine.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, I love it. Well, Bruce, thank you so much. Have you had a good show, though?
I've had a fantastic show, although I've been running around. You got to love Philadelphia.
Do you?
You do. Such a fantastic city. A good food city. People don't know about the roast pork here.
You're right. It is a good food city.
It's a fantastic food city.
Yeah. I wouldn't know yet. I haven't really gone out and explored that yet.
I understand. I've kind of gone from the booth to find food and then back to the booth. But the food's been fun out there. The booth has been fun too. Don't misunderstand me.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a lot of the floor yet. I'm excited. Today after this, I get to walk the floor and see all the great things from all the other companies that are out there.
And there's a lot of great things.
Oh, there really are. There really are. It's super cool. It's so just like busy and alive at the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of great things,
yes.
You guys have a lot more than just this.
Oh, my goodness.
Where would someone go to find all those other great games you guys have?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad you asked with a professional segue. You can visit us at NorthStarGames.com or on social media at NorthStar Games, just about any way you get to it. On the Tweety Spaces and the Book of Faces and the IGs, as the kids say. You can hit me up on the IG. We're there with pictures from things. So yeah, anywhere on social media, we are at NorthStar Games.
Perfect.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate
it.
And thank you so much for watching, because I know for some this is boring game chatter. So I thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate it.
All right, everybody. We'll be back real soon. Check out all this other cool stuff.